Hello, I am Mondashir Samad Bangkong, and in this video, I'm going to reflect about the topic that I have chosen, the cost and benefits analysis. When I didn't hear the cost and benefits analysis back then, actually, I have this thing on my mind that yung mga pinapatayo ng gobyerno na project or ng isang pinapatupad nila na law is hindi lang talaga nila basta-basta inilalagay or hindi nila basta-basta lang nilalagay ng walang bahala. They are putting that, they're implementing that law or that project or isang program ng mabusisi at iniisip talaga nila kung makakabuti iyon sa into that certain community na kanilang pag-i-implementan ng law or ng isang project. Kasi naalala ko dati noon na whenever they implementing such project dun sa barangay namin, no, meron ako nakikita na isang tarpaulin doon na saan nakalagay doon yung time frame ng yung project na yan or kung gaano kalaki yung gagastusin or magagastos into that certain project. Kaya naisip ko na maybe hindi talaga sila naglalagay basta-basta, no? Kasi base doon talagang kino-compute nila at inaalam nila kung magiging goods ba yung gastos na yon para sa mga tao. I have this thing on my mind before marinig ko yung cost and benefits analysis. And after na marinig ko yung cost and benefits analysis, yung concept na yun, which is, di ba nga tinatali yung gastos, kung ma-outweigh ba nung benefit yung gastos, no? Kung magiging worth it ba yung benefit na makukuha ng mga tao doon sa gastos na gagamitin into that certain project or law. Dahil nga yung gastos na yon is galing din sa mga tao, no? Pondo din nila yon. So that when I heard that concept, parang na-apply ko na siya sa sarili ko. Hindi ko alam kung unconsciously, kasi minsan I have this thing on my mind na minsan sa super budget ko yung mga bagay-bagay after kong marinig yung cost and benefits analysis and after kong malaman yung concept. Kasi minsan parang na-foster yung decision making ko kasi naiisip ko kung kapag ba bumili ako nito or kapag ba ginamit ko yung pera ko na to into that certain thing, yung benefit ba niyan is maging worth it ba? So minsan hindi ko binibili, minsan mas pina-prioritize ko yung iba na mas mahalaga sa akin. Kaya minsan hindi na talaga ako minsan nakakabili ng mga bagay na pang material lang na hindi naman talaga nagagamit ng buong ulit. Mas na-prioritize kong bilhin yung mga bagay na magagamit ng paulit-ulit at hindi masisira. Ganun. Dahil dun sa nung narinig ko yung cost and benefits analysis na na konsepto. Narinig ko yung cost and benefits analysis, I said to myself that this concept is talagang napaka-useful para sa ating mga policy makers, no? Kasi biruin mo yon, sa paggamit mo ng cost and benefits analysis, you can make an informed decisions para sa kung ano yung makakabuti na project or ng isang law para sa mga mamamayang Pilipino, no? Halimbawa na lang kung papatupad ka ng isang law, the policy makers are gonna utilize this cost and benefits analysis in order para malaman nila kung magiging worth it ba talaga yung gagawin nilang decision. And into this because of this cost and benefits analysis, many people will be going to benefit, no? Dahil lang nakagawa yung mga policy makers natin ng isang napaka-informed decision because of this cost and benefits analysis. And napaka-crucial nito para sa akin, no? Nitong cost and benefits analysis. At napaka-interesting din ng topic nito, no? Kasi although, no, sabi ko nga kanina, napaka-crucial at napakaganda nitong concept na to when you are trying to implement such project or laws, no? Dahil nga nakaka-guide ito sa atin or sa mga policy makers. So, halimbawa tayo, kung gusto natin maging isang policy maker in the future, no, makiging guide natin ito to make such informed decisions, sabi ko nga kanina. And another interesting on this is it has a limitation, di ba? Gaya ng yung tinatawag nating happiness ng tao. There are some people na would love that project or law, but there are some people who are not gonna love that. Or halimbawa sabihin natin yung diversity ng kultura natin. Merong mga tao na magiging okay with certain law or a project. But there are some people na parang mau-offend or something. That's why I find it interesting, no? Kasi kahit ganun siya ka-goods na gamitan is has flaws pa rin pala, no? That's why yung tong cost and benefits analysis is though goods siya na gamitin ng mga policy makers, kailangan pa rin talagang gumamit ng policy makers ng ibang mga techniques kapag gusto nilang mag-implement ng law or ng isang project or programs. And another interesting thing, no, din dito, dahil nung nalaman ko yung cost and benefits analysis, yung concept ng cost and benefits analysis, it influenced me din, no. Kaya nga nasabi ko kanina, because of this cost and benefits analysis, na-influencehan yung paano ko gumastos ng pera minsan. Sometimes, I prefer buying things that are beneficial to me for long term kaysa dun sa mga short term lang na mga bagay-bagay. Then, I feel like confident dun sa mga decision making ko kasi I feel like I have made informed decision making dahil nga doon sa concept na yon, na make sure ko na yung benefit is na outweigh niya yung cost na yon, parang worth it, or sinasabi natin na hindi siya lugi, no. That's influenced me in a way na good at hindi siya bad, that naging okay siya sa akin. Mabuti na lang din at nalaman ko at na pag-aralan itong cost and benefits analysis. And perhaps I can use it in my daily life. I can continue applying this cost and benefits analysis concept, whether it is finances matters, yung career ko, gustong tahakin na career, or making such informed decision makings, sa personal matters. By applying this, I can make just framework of decision makings para kung ano yung gusto kong i-prioritize the goal. And sa future na studies ko naman, maybe I can delve deeper into this concept kasi napaka-valuable nito, lalo na sa mga policy makers. Paano mo maging isa kang policy maker in the future, you can utilize it, no, para gumawa ng such informed decisions and also such a good law na makakabuti sa bayan natin, no, sa bansang Pilipinas. Kahit sa isang maliit society lang, and it's such a big help para sa akin and also in the future studies of mine, no? And the things that I have learned, no, in this certain topic is pamagitan nito, natutunan ko na you should take down the good and the bad decisions na pwede mo magawa, no. Yung halimbawa, when you're going to implement such things, or sa sarili mo, so good and bad decisions that you can take. And then isa pa sa natutunan ko is dapat alamin mo kung ano yung makakabuti talaga sa iyo, and what are the things and decisions that you can utilize in a long run. At hindi yung pang halimbawa ngayon lang, kundi yung dapat meron kang vision into this concept. Yun natutunan ko in this concept. Dapat you have that vision sa long run din na takbo nung gagawin mong decision. At hindi pang ngayunan lang, no. Dapat it is just have that goal na gusto mong makamit na mas makakabuti para sa into that gagawin mong decision. And lagi mo rin dapat isinasaisip that kung ano yung makaitutulong, kung ano yung change na maibibigay ng isang decision na gagawin mo, no? Dapat in a positive way. In a positive way dapat yung magiging epekto, yung magiging change na maibibigay ng decision mo na yan by putting those bad and good decisions and prioritizing the good at yung a good in the long run, hindi yung pangayunan lang. That's what I have learned into this certain topic in cost and benefits analysis. And thank you for watching. Again, I am Mondashir Samad Bangkong and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.